been a good, I don't know, week or so, uh, almost 2 weeks now since the ban list was released, and we've done a lot of testing. We've even had a major event, that being YCS Dallas, and unfortunately, no Firefist did manage to really creep up in that. There wasn't a top. The only rogue decks that topped was Billy Break 60 card ABS deck and Spellbooks. Yep, that was the other one. So Firefist unfortunately did not show up, but I personally believe that Firefist can have the potential to top this format, not necessarily win or even win consistently, but I feel like the deck is really good, and personally after doing a lot of testing I feel that Fire actually has a surprisingly good Shaddoll matchup. But I feel like the reason that it hasn't, well, or that it didn't top YCS Dallas is probably because of things like underrepresentation. Now, I want to know what you guys think, because personally Firefist is one of my all-time favorite decks. Probably the like most favorite deck I've ever played. It was probably just because of the fact that it was the first deck that I managed to get my Euros invite with, and anything like that is probably going to be close to your heart anyway. So I do like the playstyle a lot. It's very very control based, and you can really push with things like Tensu and stuff. So I feel like the deck has a lot of potential. Since the biggest power play, Wolfbark, is now at 3, you can go into anything. Things like Kagasuchi are still very very strong. You have things like your Tiger King, which of course Tiger King is absolutely amazing. He can search out any fire formation. You can search out the trap if you want to get over something big, or you can search out Gyoko to jam out the back row. Tenki for more plus. The deck really is, when it starts plussing, it's kind of hard to stop. But I mean, that's one of its disadvantages. It can be exitoned very easily, and you find yourself also clogging your back row a lot because you've got all these fire formations up. So deciding on what to set, like for example, like, hey, should I set my breakthrough? Should I set my bottomless? Should I set my solemn? I have like 1 slot left. I don't know what I should set because of all these damn fire formations. That's a drawback of the deck if you're playing quite a trap heavy build, which I think the deck should be playing because of the fact that rogue decks tend to have to play a lot of traps because the only way they can really match up to some of the better decks is through pure stun. But like I've said, some of the good plays that the deck can provide, it has a very small engine. So if you're playing 4-axis, at least, all you need is three Wolfbark, 3 Bear, 1 Gorilla, or 2. And personally, I like to run 3 Dragon. I think Dragon is an amazing card, especially this format, because one of the best things I feel that the deck has is because of Dragon, it can get over big monsters, i.e. the Shaddoll monsters, without needing to go into the extra deck, which I feel is the biggest plus. I did a lot of testing against my friend, and things like Construct, and as big as she is with 2/8, it can't do anything against against the Dragon when you've got even just a single Tenki up. And they get their fusion back, and generally they're going to minus if they have to fuse from their hands. So I feel like the deck has a lot of strong plays with Wolfbark. We don't even need to mention that. The problem is one of it's like the fact that Bear is like a 1-man army almost. Destruction isn't that good this format. In fact, Destruction is rather poor. That's why a lot of people have pretty much totally dropped Torrential Tribute, because, well, what are you going to Torrential? They're just going to float back, right? Regardless of what deck you're playing against. Shadolls and BAs, they just get their effects back, and yeah, so things like Destruction, namely Bear, he has a tough time compared to, earlier this year when Bear was a freaking 1-man army card, like Bear Tenki, and you were rocking it. Another thing the deck also has an advantage of, personally, I love Gyoko. I think Gyoko is such an amazing card. Opening Gyoko Dragon, like going second, is really good, because that's like a +1, and on top of that you've essentially totally blocked down one of their cards, so that's kind of like a +1 in itself, I feel. And Gyoko really pisses off a lot of people, especially when you're running 3. Locking down your opponent's back rows. Some of the things I've locked down, just like things like Solemn Warning, Bottomless, even if you Gyoko and MST, it's still pretty good because it means they can't stop any of your fire formations, because you know you can't respond to Gyoko's activation unless you change something else, but that's another story. But anyway, what other power plays does the deck have? It's got its own Castell. It's got its Firefist Cardinal, so you can recycle your own Tenkies and Bears, and you can shuffle face-ups from the field or even your opponent's graveyard back into their deck. So you know maybe you could shuffle a fusion from their graveyard into their deck if you feel like they're at risk of getting it back somehow. And it's just got all these like neat plays. Your graveyard management is something that a lot of decks lack, so it's kind of like a better version of Rhapsody and Berserk almost. Another advantage of the deck, of course, is being able to run pretty much every floodgate in the game apart from maybe Macrocosmos, because you don't want to banish too much because you do want to like have Wolfbark targets. But yeah, things like Shadow Mirror, Soul Drain, yep, easily played by the deck. You can even run things like Full House, main deck perhaps, because you could maybe sacrifice one of your fire formations and then chain to one of their activated cards and blow away all 3 cards that they've got set. And of course, the good thing is about Firefist is people aren't siding for Firefist, so chances are you're not going to get full housed. I feel like the deck just has so many strong plays. The amount of card advantage it can build, the access to all its floodgates, the fact that it can play like a tiny engine and fit other things in, like cards and trap tricks, even artifacts it's been doing okay with. So I really feel like it has potential, and the only reason I don't think it managed to top Dallas is probably because of the fact that nobody played it for Dallas. So you can't top if you don't play the deck. Do you know what I mean? But hopefully over the next couple of regionals and some bigger events, hopefully YCS London as well, we'll see some more Firefist players, and honestly that would just make me really happy. Personally, I'm going to be playing Shaddolls just because Shaddolls is a deck I actually do enjoy, but if I actually had the cards, unfortunately I sold all my rank 4s a long time ago, so I can't really, I don't have the money to play Firefist at the moment. I just have to deal with what I've got. But we got some regionals coming up later this year. I'm, planning to go for a full circle and play Firefist yet again 1 year later. Who would have thought that, start of the year Wolfbark, yeah, next year, same damn deck again. It's going to be played. Even when Wolfbark suddenly went from 3 to 1, people thought the deck was dead and gone forever. But hey, Firefist looking pretty good. Just gotta get some more. Get some more Firefist players, really interested in it again, and people who are dedicated to actually trying to make it work, and hopefully we'll get a few tops out of the card this season. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about Firefist. Do you think it's got potential to top? Do you think it can maybe even win a big event? Have I missed out any good or bad points of Firefist? Do you like the deck? Do you enjoy it? Do you play it? Or do you think I'm talking shit and the deck's absolutely junk and worthless this format and probably not going to go anywhere even if they had 4 Wolfbark or 5 Wolfbark? So yeah, comment, like, and subscribe as usual, and I'll get you next time.